Mr. Chairman, thank you. Sir, do you believe that the Chinese Communist Party is fully aware of the fentanyl that is coming from China?
I think China's an enormous country, huge numbers of firms. I think they have a general understanding of the fentanyl problem, both in the United States but also globally. The synthetic drugs are a bigger problem now in China, in Southeast Asia, in the United States, Latin America.
Well, are they doing anything to stop it?
Yeah, they've taken some steps. It's not enough, but they've taken some steps, yes.
What would those steps be?
They've outlawed some firms. They've taken a few people to court. They have issued restrictions. The reason that they have done that largely is the engagement of this committee and others directly with China.
Yes,
and
sir.
so they recognize that there is a deep bipartisan anxiety about it in the United States.
It seemed to me, though, if they knew that if they were really against it, they would stop it. I mean, they have a totalitarian government. I appreciate that, saying they're going to court, but Xi Jinping says stop it, then it's, you have these guys committing suicide by shooting themselves 12 times in the back of the head. That's generally what happens. And I don't see that happening. Their Navy now outnumbers our Navy in terms of total number of warships. Do you think that makes the Chinese a more powerful Navy or a more effective Navy?
Yes, I still think we have the finest Navy in the world, but we've got to get on our horse and do much better on shipbuilding. Yes, that is absolutely correct.
I worry about that because, my father's war, Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor, and then 6 months later we roll out across the Pacific and take the world back, more or less. And I don't see that being the apparatus today. I mean, I see it. It's more automated. We have long-range missiles. We have things that are. I feel like this is. I realize the war machine and in powerful congressmen and senators' districts build those ships and the components of that, and I worry about that having too much influence. Do you think that war in Taiwan is inevitable?
Not if the United States and allies have a resolute posture of deterrence.
Do you think that if Russia's unable to access components for weapons from China, what do you think that war looks like in Ukraine?
I think if China starts to hesitate in certain engagements with the military-industrial capacity of Russia, I think it will limit some of their capabilities. Congressman, it's hard to know completely exactly impacts, but it would be significant. Can I just go back just to one point you made? I just want to associate myself. We spent 25 years really investing in ground forces, a lot of capability. This is a naval time. This is an expeditionary time. The Navy has to step up. We have to step up with them. We got to figure out how to be much more capable and faster in shipbuilding and design. It is the most important thing that we need to do over the course of the next 10 years. And I will say, I'm grateful to this committee. AUKUS is an important step. Our submarine force is the jewel in the crown. We have to do more there. We got to get our submarines out of dry dock more quickly, but we need more capital ships arriving into the fleet much more quickly, and we have to have more global capacity in the Indo-Pacific.
What's the detriment to that? What is slowing that down?
So we got 5 minutes each question. I can't give you all the answers, which are so difficult. There are many issues. We don't have enough skilled work people. We have contracts are difficult. I could take you through it. We could do it over a longer period. But what I would say is that this just needs to be an area of increased national purpose.
Okay, one more question. Are there any sanctions not being enforced that could interfere with the weapons production and trade between China and Russia?
I don't think I understood the question completely. Just say it one more time. Sorry.
Are there any sanctions? I'm from East Tennessee, sir. It's the only place in America where people don't speak with an accent. So,
okay.
Are there any sanctions not being enforced that could interfere with the weapons production and trade between China and Russia?
I believe that almost all the sanctions that have been applied to China in this respect have been followed. I think probably more steps are going to be necessary going forward.
All right. Thank you, Chair Lady. I yield back my 12 seconds.